All right, folks, Friday Night Blitz Media Days. We're rocking and rolling as we get you ready for the 2023 season. And join me right now, the crew from Vinton, the maroon and orange attack of the William Byrd Terriers. Join me right now, the head coach of the Terriers, Brad Lutz, in his 5th year with the Terriers. And, Coach, thank you for being on our Friday Night Blitz Media Days.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Well, Coach, a tough year last year. You went 3-7, and tough year, didn't get into the playoffs. Of course, it's been a while. Your team's been in the playoffs. Last time was 2019. Just your thoughts about that, and then also, looking forward to this year.
Well, last year, while we didn't produce a playoff season, we produced a lot of growth. Those 3 wins were big in our schedule. We just got done talking about that with 8 playoff teams on schedule, and produced 3 wins. We found growth. The good thing is, we've got a lot of guys coming back from last year's team who are hungry to get in the playoffs. We feel like we have a playoff caliber team. Our kids are working with that mentality and with that vision, and we're excited about this year.
Is there hunger or motivation with the team, considering the fact that, it was a tough year last year and you got guys back that, okay, we understand what Coach Lutz wants us to do and to have the success?
Absolutely. When we got here 4 years ago, there were 17 kids left in the football program. So it took some building. And winning in football is hard. Winning, period, is hard in any sport. Winning in football is difficult. And we've had to do a lot of rebuilding. Our weight room has been a very pivotal and big piece of that puzzle. But I can tell you this, we're living in a day and time where when things get difficult, a lot of people tend to run the other direction. We've got 75 kids in our football program right now, and they're all working hard. And a lot of those kids from last year's team are not only back, but have a bad taste in their mouth. And they want to get back into the playoffs, and they want to leave that legacy when they leave William Byrd High School, and that's important to them. And so I commend the kids in our program right now. It takes a lot of toughness, it takes a lot of grit, and it takes a lot of character to go under an 0-9 season, a 3-7 season, and still continue to push because they know they represent something bigger than themselves. They represent an outstanding community in the William Byrd community, and that's important to them.
One of the biggest things, by myself being an Army veteran, and the thing that you do that stands out to me above all else, you're a great coach and you do a lot of great things, but honoring the military, I know you picked that right around Veterans Day, but it seems like it's expanded to a year-round focus you have when it comes to honoring military vets and members of the military. And I know your story, and we all know your story, how important that is. But overall, how special is it to just give recognition to the men and women in uniform and the ones who have served and the ones who make the ultimate sacrifice?
Well, obviously, honoring our military and our fallen heroes is the #1 priority in that entire tribute. But it also allows us to teach kids how to be better men. And, there's a lot of ways to tackle a football team, and there's a lot of ways to build a program, and there's a lot of ways to build a winner. We feel like building a young man with high character who understands the true meaning of sacrifice and hard work is the quickest and most essential way of building up a young man. Winning football games schematically doesn't always work. You have to have the right guys, and you have to have the right people in the right places. And when we can build young men up to be strong-willed and have an understanding of the importance of sacrifice and teamwork, those wins will come quicker. Now, with that being said, there's no better way to do that than to teach kids, what the military and the values of the military, and most importantly, the people who value it the most, who have sacrificed their life for it. And it also obviously gives us an opportunity to honor individual heroes that we maybe know personally or don't know personally, to build these young men up not only for the season, but their future life.
And then obviously, I know it might be early to talk about it, but what do you got planned for this year as far as which game you're going to do the military honor and who you're looking to honor?
Well, we've gone back and forth between a couple games, and the opponent, and we have some great opponents, some great coaches, and some great teams in our schedule. But we try to make that usually the least of our worries during that week. We want to promote that game as far as what it means to our players, what it means to our community, and what it means to the families of the people that we are paying tribute to. So we're still deciding on a game. We've got it down to 2, but more importantly, we know exactly who we're honoring that week and how important that is to us.
And like I said before, myself being an Army veteran, I want to thank you for doing that. I don't think I've ever said it, but thank you.
Well, thank you for your service,
doing
too.
that,
We
because that
appreciate
means
it.
a lot. And
you, sir.
obviously, you got right here Specialist Adams, who you've honored over the years. So
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Well, thank you.
For doing that. It's very important. But another thing that's important, obviously, the football season ahead, because
Yes, sir.
we got some good stuff coming up. But overall, for you personally, Coach, what do you feel is going to be the key for the William Byrd Terriers to have the season you want to have?
Well, number one, we've got experience, and that's usually one of the first years I've said that since COVID. We've got a lot of returning players. We've got a lot of returning starters. And we're going to have a team on the field that is primarily juniors and seniors, which is a big deal. Experience, I think, in all walks of life could be one of the most important things that leads to success. So having a group of kids who have really continued to grind it out over the years, who are hungry for a big season. They want to play on Thanksgiving and practice on Thanksgiving. So that's important to them. And their work ethic reflects that right now. But we've got a lot of work to do. We had a big day today. We had over 50-some kids in the weight room, 8 coaches. There's a lot of commitment down in Vinton, and the kids are excited about it.
And again, we talk about your schedule. I mean, pretty strong schedule, but the bye week is probably in a good spot to in the middle of the year. You know, what's your thoughts about where a bye week should be in the season? Because right now you got it, you play 4 games and you have a bye week, and then you jump into, obviously, you have a non-district game, but then district play. So obviously it's in the middle of the season. Just your thoughts about the bye week.
Well, it kind of gives us an opportunity to break up our season into 2 parts in the regular season. We've obviously got a tough district in the Blue Ridge district. But we want to schedule tough out of our district, and we've done that. We've found some really good opponents, but it allows us to kind of break that season into 2 parts. Obviously, hopefully get healthy at the beginning of the year or middle of the year, which leads us into a very tough Blue Ridge district situation there. So we don't always have the luxury of picking that week. It's fallen on a good in this cycle, fallen in a good place, and we'll look forward to having that opportunity to focus on the Blue Ridge.
Again, your non-district schedule, you start off the season hosting Liberty, hosting Hidden Valley, you visit Christiansburg, and then you visit Bassett, but then you have that bye week, and then you finish up your non-district with K-Spring, but then you go to Fleming, you host Lord Botetourt, you're at Franklin County, hosting Stanton River, you end the season at Northside. So right then and there, I mean, it's not an easy schedule, and you're rocking and rolling with it. But when you look at Friday nights in the fall, special time, what does it mean to Coach Brad Lutz? What does Friday nights in the fall mean to you, sir?
I guess I could best sum it up in one word, and that would be family. Football is a tough sport for tough people, and when you endure tough times and you endure success and failures together, it builds a bond that I think anybody that's ever played football, specifically high school football, it's a special time in a young man's life, and it's a special time in a coach's life. And our families. Vinton's a special place to coach. It's a great community, and we're lucky because we're one of the few teams and high schools, I feel like, in the area that has a community kind of built around our school. And we're lucky to be playing in Vinton and representing a great town and a great community. And you put all those things together, and it makes high school football for us. And we're excited to be a part of it. We're honored to be representing such a great community and a great high school. And we're just looking forward to it. It's getting close. The fact that we're here today and doing this interview means we're getting real close. So we're excited.
Good deal. Well, Coach Brad Lutz in the house, my man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Appreciate it.
And, of course, the William Byrd Terriers, they open up the season against the Liberty Minutemen. Of course, that'll be on August the 25th over at Bob Patterson Stadium as the William Byrd Terriers. They get the season going. Of course, we're getting the season going. So we have our Friday Night Blitz Media Days, getting you ready for the 2023 season.
Talk to me about that. What's it like entering your senior year?
I thought it was frightening at first, but it's exciting. Get to come into some new openings in my life, but I'm excited to get after it with my boys and have a really good season.
I mean, you said you're kind of like, oh, it's happening, right?
Yeah.
One of those moments. I mean, but what was it about this team that kind of gives you a little bit of a calming effect?
I would really say the unselfishness. I feel like everybody's there for each other. We really work as a team, and we all have each other's back.
And what does this brotherhood mean to you personally?
It means a lot. It makes me want to show up every day, knowing that I got my boys with me. Yeah. They're all like, every day I come, I know that they're going to be there with me, so it gives me a lot of motivation.
What does it mean when you kind of put that Terriers jersey on, when you have that maroon and orange? What does that mean to you?
Honestly, I'd say that it means like just hard work. You're going to have a battle when we come on the field. We're never going to back down no matter what, and it's just always going to be a battle.
I mean, I know last year you guys made a lot of strides, solid. But how are you personally looking to take not only this team but your game to another level to play for a championship?
Well, I think as a team we work really hard. Every day we show up, we have a lot of numbers coming into our workouts. We all push each other. Every rep, we got people yelling for each other, and I really think it's pushing us like through great strides. I think it's really bettering us, and I think we're going to be a team to watch out for this year, honestly.
Yeah, kind of like what I was saying. Do you guys kind of feel like you're a dark horse in this?
Absolutely.
You kind of feel like people don't really.
I feel like
see
as Terrier, we don't always get the respect we deserve, but we're coming this year.
What's so different about this kind of energy this season? I mean, I know Coach Lutz always puts the energy in the young. But what is so? It seems like there's a little bit of a. You guys have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, don't you?
We're hungry.
Yeah.
We had a rough year, rough past 2 years. We didn't go how we wanted it. We still overcame it. We still worked together as a team, but we're looking for more. We want to keep winning. We want to keep just getting as good as we can as a team, as a group, and we're just going to keep going.
You kind of got you into this game.
Honestly, I have to say I watch TV a lot. I got onto like the NFL. James Hairston put me on a little bit, and I went in there and I told my mom I wanted to play football, and I'd say my Pee Wee coaches were a big help with me. Israel, his dad was a great coach, really put football into my hands. Everybody else on that coaching staff, Gerald Vest, Tim Shoemaker, all of them, man.
So you said you turn on television, you saw like the #1 most probably frightening player in mankind.
Absolutely.
And then that just kind of motivated you to kind of do that.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, what is it about James Harrison that just really kind of got you going? Like I said,
he's mean. Yeah. He's just a ferocious looking human being. I mean, it just sparked something in me. It made me want to work hard at it.
Talk to me about Coach Lutz. What does he mean to you, and what does he mean to this?
He means a lot to us. I feel like we notice his unselfishness. He's always there for us. He shows up all the time. He gives us everything we need. He always drives us to work as hard as we can. I mean, he says it all the time. Coaches don't always, I'm trying to word it right. The coaches can't drive everything. It's got to be the players, and he really just gives us all the motivation we can to be the best players we can.
Do you feel like he also kind of lets you guys do you in a way, that you guys have somewhat of control of your destiny?
Yeah.
Is it more like he,
I feel like he does a great job in giving our team leadership skills so that we as a team can drive each other and have a lot of players being leaders. That's one thing I've noticed in workouts a lot. We don't have a lot of quiet people. We have a lot of people talking, picking each other up, and being leaders as a group.
I know what you said, that Israel was kind of part of this kind of Israel, his father. Let's not forget about James Harrison.
Yeah.
I mean, how has Israel kind of played a dividend in your life?
I've known Israel since I was 7. When I first picked up a football, he used to be really quiet. He didn't talk much when he was little, but he always worked hard, and it really inspired me because he's always been a great player, and it really just sparked fire in me, made me want to be better as well.
My last question is, how much fun are you looking to have this season? It's senior year. You get to do, a lot of firsts, a lot of lasts.
I'm excited. It's going to be a fun year, and we're coming.
Boom. Awesome.
Nice job.
All right. Well, Mr. Harrison, talk to me a little bit about last season. How are you looking to build upon this team's success that they saw last year into this year?
We really worked hard last season and trying to prove a point again this season. I know it didn't end like we wanted it to. We didn't make the playoffs, but we're looking to do that and accomplish our goal this season and make it far and have a good playoff run because we're really working hard, really building good habits so we can hit the ground running when the season starts.
It seems like this team might be a little bit of a dark horse entering into the season. Do you feel like your team, people might not be looking at you the way that they should be looking at you? Do you kind of feel like that?
I feel like we're always overlooked, but we take that with a chip on our shoulder and we try to work hard and just do the right thing. Focus on us, not really worried about who we're facing or what they have. Just focus on what we can do and do it to our best of ability.
I mean, you had a pretty stellar season last year, player of the week. I mean, you did your thing. I mean, how do you look to take your game to new heights heading into your senior year?
Bringing my team with me, try to lift my guys up around me, and if all of us work hard together, we can achieve our goal.
And in terms of what is the goal? I know we talk about winning a chip every year, but I mean, you also have to make little steps to get there. You have to exceed those expectations as well. I mean, what are some expectation goals that you have heading into that?
First, we start on working on ourselves, so when that first game comes, we can start off on the right foot. Then make the playoffs, and then after that, we just keep on building, keep winning games, and at the end of the season, hoist a trophy.
And I mean, this team just, like I said, always seems to be making those strides, one step closer to kind of climb that ladder. Do you feel like, since this is your senior season, first off, how excited are you about that? And second of all, I mean, there's a lot of guys on here who are ready to take that next step as well, correct?
Sir, we have a lot of seniors. I'm going into my senior season. We got a lot of guys going into their senior season. We want to make it a memorable one, and we want to make it one that lives in, stardom and Byrd history, I guess.
And I mean, I know you guys make some noise every year. I mean, especially last season, like we talked about, a lot of noise was made. I mean, how much more loud do you want to make it? I guess you kind of want to make a statement this season, right?
Yes, sir. We definitely want to make a statement, but really just focus on ourselves because, we were in a lot of games that a lot of people counted us out of, and we know we can win those games, and that's what we're trying to do this season.
And, I know we talked about it, but, who kind of got you into football? Who put the football in your hands?
My family, playing with my cousins at my grandma's house, the competitiveness built from there, and I kind of just fell in love with it.
And, what is it about this game that you love so much, and what is it about this group of guys that you love so much?
Being able to spend time with them, I've made a lot of relationships through this game, and I want to keep those and keep it moving forward.
What about Coach Lutz? What does he mean to you?
He's a great coach, great guy to me. He's done a lot for me in recruiting process and things of that nature, and I appreciate him for that.
What do you think he means to William Byrd, history, and the team?
We love him. We love him. We love that he cares about us and he cares about the team rather than himself or anything like that. So, yeah.
I know every year you do a game that honors one of the fallen heroes that you guys, that he knows specifically. I mean, what's that like also being able to kind of represent on that level, that reach extends so much farther than what you think it may extend to when you're playing on a football field?
It's an exciting time, but it's also a time to remember and honor those who have fought for us and given us freedom to play this game. So with that in mind, we take the field and we just honor them while playing.
I got to ask you, just like I asked you last time, how much fun are you looking to have your senior year? I know we talk about so much of the seriousness that goes into it, playing for a chip, expectations, but how much fun are you looking just to go out there in just a few months and just start smacking heads, going toe-to-toe with other people?
A ton of fun. Just a ton. Yeah.
Well, you got anything else for me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. You good.